Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Make sure y'all turn them lights down low.
Okay.
We have a good one tonight, and I promise you, I will not. I'm not gonna fall asleep on this one because I'm gonna tell you, I think this one is gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good. I think it is.
I may.
Um, um, Before we get into it, I would like to introduce the other host, the other A mics on here. We have the lovely and and the new I would say the new member of the LA Gummies Club. You got something to say, Leah? I mean,
Uh,
welcome to the club, you know?
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about that later. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
Hello.
And then, the master of whisperers in the ear.
What's happening, y'all?
There he is. He never fails.
What's happening? Mr.
So,
D713, right back at you. With
I,
the
I, I
spooky
I
shit.
wasn't gonna call you that. I gave you another nickname.
Oh,
We're gonna call you Sir Drizzle.
hey, on some real shit, man. Crazy. My nickname from high school was Sir Drake.
So speaking of greatness, well, I might be putting the cart before the horse because I think this is gonna be excellent. We got a film that's named after us,
Mm,
the Black Box.
mm,
And when I say us, I mean black people in general.
mm.
Now, this film is special to me because it got my boo thing in there.
Who that?
Felicia Rashad.
Alicia
Oh, boy, you got a lot of
Rashad.
booze,
I
boy.
don't care
Okay.
how old she get. That's still gonna be my boo
Hey, you know
thing.
what you were born?
When?
H-Town, Texas, baby.
That's okay. All right. That mean that toast is buttered. All
Mm.
right.
Thickums.
All
Sorry,
right. this
Mr. Shaw. I just got to say that.
this
It's been out the
film
way.
this film is by Bloomhouse.
Bloomhouse got some good shit, bro. They should be
Okay.
scared.
Now, these are the details that we get into. After losing his wife
Mm.
and his memory in a car accident, a single father undergoes an experimental treatment that causes him to question who he really is. I mean, that just sounds like everyday life to me.
Man, tell me about it.
But I guess it's going to have a horror twist to it, right?
Mhm.
I really like the some movies executed really well where what you think you know
Mm-hmm.
isn't reality.
Mm.
And I like how I hope that this film does it well. I have high hopes for it. But I know some movies can't quite execute the the identity crisis that the protagonist is going through.
Man, you
So
got
do you
some.
think? So you think we could be looking at a possible plot twist?
It that's what it sounds like. There's going to be a few twists in here, and based on the trailer as well, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of can I trust this person? Who am I really? What did I do before? Why can I why can I remember? And
Are we
I
doing
think
call outs? Are we
good.
doing the segment? Just new segments. We go guess what's going to happen before it happens.
Oh, I mean, I was just saying that I like the who am I kind of movies that when it's executed well. And
Mm.
since we're starting off with memory loss, with loss of his wife and loss of his memory,
Mm.
Mm.
and so it's
Single
like
father.
what's tethering him to
Real.
reality right now.
Maybe he's
And
the one that's dead. He's
Mm.
going through limbo or some shit like that. You know.
and this is and yeah, but this is why I like to go along for the ride. Like I said,
Mm.
I'm a person who likes to
Okay.
go on for a ride. I don't need to try to
Hey,
figure everything out.
how about this? What if the whole time it's really Felicia Rashad that's the one that's like going through the whole motions and he's the doctor? I don't know. We're gonna get into this shit. We're gonna
Or
figure it
Tyler
out.
Perry? Who knows?
All right. So once again, Black Box, get into it.
Taylor, do not
Yeah.
look.
That shit
Let that
moving. I
new
can't
wash over
even.
your entire body. The closer the cursor gets,
Let's get
Wait,
into
before we get into it, what do y'all have like a code word or like a safe word or a phrase or something, or even people who are around you enough to know when something's not quite right?
Nigga run. Not particularly.
Yeah.
Now, if like something like that, if my homeboys know, we have certain phrases and stuff we say to one another. Same thing with my wife. That I can't share. I ain't even gonna share with y'all. Y'all ain't in the circle.
Right.
We
No.
got different shit. This gonna be released, but we got certain things we say to each other, like I was talking about on the chat earlier. Like when my homeboy that died, he used to say this one particular word that only the close friends know, and we bust out laughing every time. It's kind of like some shit like some Lean on Me or some like well, not Wes Craven, but Stephen King type friendship. Like nobody gonna know it, but we know it. We know it,
Okay.
So kinda.
Baylor.
We'll say something for example, it can be used for something bad or good. We'll say something like set tripping.
Well, yeah. See,
So if like earlier in the in today's game, like Rondo and KCP they was playing real good. And so when that happens, we always say, "Oh yeah, KCP set tripping right now." And then on the flip side, when it's something bad about to happen or something like that, like yeah, it's one of those somebody set tripping.
see, we say set tripping too, though, but we all that's
No.
something we all know.
What is okay? Maybe it's not something that you say. How do you think another
Like,
person who is close to you would recognize that that's not you?
for instance, like with
Okay.
Jack and myself, we're like when we know like we're about to have a conversation we don't need the wives to be a part of and shit like that, or like kids around, it's like help, Craig's in trouble. That's what we'll say. Like,
I would say if I'm like angry.
If you're angry,
Yeah, if I'm just over the top angry, then they're gonna think something is wrong.
so whoever is your body snatcher has to keep his cool at all times.
Yep, pretty much.
I'm trying to think. I know the people who I talk to every day, they're gonna sense something is off. I don't know if there's something that I would typically say, but just I think my overall talking patterns. Because in this scenario, he had control of his brain, so he started remembering stuff about him.
I love skinny white women.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, if you just start answering like one word, then we know something wrong.
Right.
If you just hit us with the okay.
Hey, you know what? That would piss me off though, because I do that sometimes. Like, and my wife is always like, "What's wrong? Did I do something? What did I do? What the fuck wrong? Like, I'm chill. Like, I have
you
my
just
time.
talk so much.
I know,
so
but
if you don't talk a lot,
You don't have
I've
one word answer.
I've said this before. When it kills me, it's hard for me because when I turn on that other side, or let's say you have did that, like I'm there now. He's here.
You proving our point right now.
But sometimes I'm chilling. Like
no,
the other day,
you're not. Right now,
right,
you giving us the answer with details.
But other day, like my wife said, "You're so somber," and I'm like, "There's nothing wrong with being somber." I'm like, sometimes I need to turn off.
Right. If everything that you just said, you just gave us a goddamn paragraph, the body part. If we rewind this and if you just said, okay, I was like, yeah, let's get out the phone. That's not him. Abort. Not him.
Oh, well, yeah, I can't argue with that.
I don't know. Like
see, these are good things to know about each other.
I'm trying to. I think that I don't know how I would act. Like if I
Like if somebody was in the next room, if they had like, if you, it's like it's a terrorist situation. It's like they're gonna set a bomb off, but you have to act cool and you trying to warn us, like get out. Like how would you do that? Like some shit is fishy. Oh, you on the, like I'm telling you on the phone, and you got to give people the heads up. Hey man, some shit ain't right. Like it's the main thing. Is like how do you give them the like, hey, look out, you getting set up.
It's time to go.
but I gotta be cool about it.
Yeah, but you gotta be cool about it. See, my thing is, I got too many people be like, man, what the fuck wrong with you? And I'm like, like blinking, like
blinking at him for help.
I'm pretty sure like my wife is like we connect. We connect. So I'm pretty sure if I tell her it's not so much of what I say, it's probably how I say it. So if I say, babe, you know what? I think we should get back to the kids. Then she's gonna think that's unusual because she know I love to go on dates and stuff like that. And I do not like kicking it with my kids.
that's all I'm just thinking.
Tell
I'm like,
us how
wait a
you really
minute.
feel.
No, she know that if we get out that house, like I'm trying to stay out as long as possible. When we go on these little vacations and stuff like that, not that I
Yeah.
don't take my kids on vacations, but I'm like, just adults. So if I be like, babe, I think we really need to get back to the kids, then her anxiety is gonna go off, and she's gonna automatically want to get back to the kids.
But that's a good way to say it. Like they click someone anxiety, they get their antennas up. Like, hey, time to
Right.
move.
I don't know if I was talking to the two of y'all and we were about to like, I don't know why I just thought we were on a yacht. I would just be like, hey yo, remember that time you went to Galveston and got on the boat?
Oh, chill.
Don't drink the wine or something like that. Like
Don't eat the mangoes.
Right. Like
Don't eat the mangoes.
don't.
See, something I used to say all the time is like, man, it's about to be smoke in the city.
Well, no,
Like,
you're supposed to be
I know, but it's like a lot of people.
discreet.
Man, one of my older, I remember my wife came and visited me in my old job, and she was talking to my director, and I said some crazy like country ass slang and some shit, and my director just started. I never know what he's saying. And like everybody just bust out laughing. Like he just say some like euphemisms and euphemisms, and I was like, she's like, we just go like all the black, because I tell her I stopped code switching some time ago. So when I say some shit, black people will understand what the fuck I'm talking about. It go right over some of these white folks' heads, and I'm like,
I have a think about calling it code switching. I don't think it's necessarily code switching. I think you are you. You just tone yourself down and tone it up when you need to. Okay.
see,
Well,
and that's what
high,
we're
so
talking.
I'm gonna
So we
challenge
get
you.
deep on black horror and humor sometimes, you know. Same thing with the mom. The mama, like Felicia Rashad, like get on this, man. It's so deep. Like I saw how she was coming down her son. Even though her son did some fucked up shit, she still loved the son.
Yeah.
And that mindset, it's not only within the black community. I think that's just, I see that you see that a lot within the white community too. But it's just a motherly thing. You know, they got some, especially when you have only one boy or only one child, man, no matter what what they do, you go for try to protect that boy no matter what.
So would y'all do that? Would y'all try to hijack somebody else's brain?
Fuck no.
No,
Especially my son was kicking my grandchild. Fuck him up. He better be gone.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think that my integrity would allow me to take the life of someone else and then after the fact tell dude that
Kill him.
you know her life doesn't matter and his life doesn't matter, so you got to get rid of him, you know what I'm saying? So you can essentially have a body. But the look on her face when she was like, well, what happened? And he was like, I went over to go see them. And she just looked at him like she just knew he already like start throwing hands.
No, that's what she said again.
Yeah, she was like, already.
So like, she knew what was happening.
But she was like, you know, you get another chance. And it's like, Ooh, I
How
don't
would you
know.
feel knowing that you have a loved one sitting in the dark right now, waiting for you to get them a body?
I believe in heaven, and I
I don't
believe
need
in
to be here that long. I really don't need
yeah.
to be here that long.
Yo, if someone told me that, I'd be like, look, please turn on the lights for them because I'm not about to go get no
Nah,
goddamn body.
No,
nah. I got,
no.
I got some.
That was a good Jordan Peele-ish movie.
It was better than some of the George Peele's movies because it was just so. It wasn't nothing too creepy other than the cracking of the bodies. I got kind of used to that.
But it made sense though. At
Yeah,
least it brought
yeah.
it all the way around and it made sense.
And I'll have a black protagonist and an antagonist, and it really can. It could have been anybody playing this. This could have been a role for white people, Latin people, no matter what. I think this something could have been and I think I would still enjoyed it. But seeing
Mhm.
black people in these roles, and it was nothing stereotypical. Nothing was stereotypical in my opinion. Like it
No,
was just
I don't think there were any I mean, there's some tropes that fell through, but I like that, just like you were saying, that this is not a black movie where we spend 2/3 of the movie talking about the pain of being black or whatever.
yeah.
It was just a good movie
There
that
you go.
had, regular things going on.
And that's why I said with Jordan Peele, and even where we the film that we're producing, y'all hear about that later. But we have tropes of black history and all that. This was just about you have to do more. You don't. It's like once again talked about his father. You don't want to be like your dad, and you know how many boys and men that don't live up to that image of their parents, especially the father. It seemed like
Yeah.
she raised them, and I'm telling you, my aunt, even though like she don't have to worry about that with me, but this was something she'll probably like, don't embarrass me, all this and all that. And I'm like that, and the facial expression was so real and getting that get off him, let him go. And it was like, and even his homeboys, like he still had that respect. He could have knocked their ass across the room, you know what I mean? But it
Yeah.
was very like subtle. Um, man, had domestic violence in it. It shows what the abuser go through. Can you imagine being the baby mom or the wife of the crazy motherfucker, the one that fell down the stairs, and that motherfucker come back 3 years later when you think he's dead? You know how scary that shit would be.
Man,
She pack it
come on.
up. She like, yep, honey, it is time to go.
Man, I'm
Not
like,
now, but right now.
I wanted to she know she the one that pushed him down the stairs, the mama.
I mean, regardless, it don't matter. She going to jail now.
She ain't going to jail.
Is she Felicia Rashad? You
She
don't
ain't
think
going to
she going to
jail.
jail?
She just lost her job. She got
Yeah,
money.
she just lost her license or some shit like that.
Yeah.
She was in her
This
wrong.
this could be a part two.
Putting her
Yeah,
out.
this is a we are all virgins to this movie. This is all fresh to us. So is this the first one? This may be the first true movie. This just came out in 2020. Thing was released maybe 2 weeks ago. Shout out once again to Baylor for putting this on.
Was it last week? Wasn't it last week?
Man, it was recent. Good run time, great cast, excellent acting. It was like some special effects look kind of a little cheesy, but like great premise. I'm like, I think it was all around put together. It was a solid movie. It was, that's what I say.
I don't think it had any dry spots or any unnecessary scenes to me.
As far as a horror movie, it didn't scare me for sure. It didn't. Nah, it was like wasn't scary at all to me.
There was low jumping points. Like there was
Yeah.
two scenes where I was like, okay, but nothing crazy. Yeah, obviously it's nothing
Not gonna have any nightmares about this.
yeah, it's nothing bloody, nothing gory or anything like that. It's more of a suspense and like a mind tease, I guess.
What was this rated? PG-13? I see it's rated 16 plus. Yeah, 16 plus.
Who would you
Yeah.
recommend this movie to? What type of horror film movie buff would you recommend this movie to?
Mature. Mature. I would say, it could be any age almost with this one. family. If you're new to horror movies, this is a great segue into good horror or good this is a good movie. Period. If you don't like horror movies, you can watch this. Okay, this is like a movie that could be on. Once again, I say this Lifetime. That it won't spook you out. Once again, it won't give you night terrors or too overstressed, but it's gonna have you
They
thinking.
put it on Lifetime or Oxygen, they're gonna take out a lot more blood.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't show it right.
Yeah. I think we're gonna miss a lot of details or a lot of suspense.
You know why I can't go on Lifetime or what's the other one, Oxygen? Because a woman is an antagonist and a man is a protagonist. You won't
But
ever
it's
see
always
that
the
shit.
grandmother. It's always the grandmother.
Man, a lot of these grandmothers are evil. But
Yeah.
the thing about it, a man came out on top. You can't have that. It was not a protect other than the woman at the end that banged the ex-husband across the head. That's it. But that they will have to make her character much more. They have to give her perspective.
We could put this on FX.
I was just thinking FX.
Yeah.
USA. Do they still have USA?
They still have USA, but nah, Law and Order has USA.
Locked up.
I will not recommend on going to the movies to see this stuff.
No, I can see this. I can see this as a family horror movie. This is a family horror movie. How about that? You don't think so?
But not there's no big names to draw it in.
No, I'm talking about for a family. I can watch this like going down with all my family. We sit down, want to watch a movie. Hey, I got a good movie we all can watch, and we're gonna talk about Black Box, and it's gonna spark a conversation with us too.
I will give this like if I had to compare it, I would give this like an A- Netflix original.
If we're coming from okay, if this is just basic movie without horror being the main thing we're looking for, it would be an solid A.
Okay.
Solid A for just a good encompassing movie. But since we're Black horror humor, I got to give this like a solid B plus. A good B plus. It's good. But for horror, if I come to be scared, like if I want my wife jumping on me and like, oh, I'm worried, don't make me sleep alone at night. This would probably be B minus. But it was such a good movie. It would probably be C plus because it wasn't scary to me.
I think I'm being a little bit father biased because in that movie, I could put myself on either side and see myself fight for my memory to be with my daughter. And I have a daughter, so that's why. So that it was a little bit deeper.
Yeah, once again, that's why I just don't have that fear. It's like, man, like I said, it just maybe if you involved the police, if he would have been, I don't know, if he would try to kill the little girl, if he was like that was the plot, I think it'd have made it a little bit more scary.
Yeah, it would have got crazy towards the end.
Like, for instance, or Felicia try to kill the daughter, so you won't remember anything. He don't have a reason to come back if he doesn't have his daughter. That would have been some shit right there.
Yeah, because in a true horror flick, the best friend would have died.
Oh, that's why. Remember when I kept saying when they were trying to get him out the machine, and nobody had the camera. The camera was not panning Felicia Rashad. I thought she could stab a mile in the neck, slit her throat, and that's a wrap. And like, come on, baby, you made it. Come on in. And that would have, like, for the scare factor. Not for that, because it had a happy ending. It had a happy ending. Okay.
Yeah, I think the body counts. I think the body counts would have been up a little bit more if this was a true horror flick. The best friend definitely would have died. We probably would have seen that one, and I think the other two deaths would have probably been the other two women, the two wives, and I think they would have just been showing like either flashbacks or
nobody died in this shit too. Did you? I'm glad you said that. Nobody died during this movie.
Yeah, nobody died.
I think that I'm going to give it I'm kind of stuck. I want to give it an A minus just because the movie was really good. Decently original and Felicia Rashad did a really good job.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the fence, just because I think that the only thing that would have probably made this better is actually seeing. I know they said that he's not a fighter, but at least like it not just being the emotional "I'm here" when his daughter is like crying out to him. He didn't. It's like even in your mind, you don't have the will or the power to actually like put up a fight.
You wanted the dreams fighter, dream fighter scenario.
Yeah, like
I
man.
agree, man, because I agree. I wanted to see him actually get up and whoop his ass.
We did not see that.
Like,
I did not want there. And the crazy thing is, there was no whoa. Oh, Baylor.
what happened?
I thought Slenderman was in your house.
Oh, what?
Baylor.
His finger.
No, that whatever that is right there. Oh,
That's
Baylor.
it's a coat rack.
Oh my lord.
Hey, but as soon as
I'm
you
like, you
said
over
that,
here sitting here just like nothing's going on. I'm like, no, there's a hole, Drake. I know you see it.
I
Oh,
did not
God.
see it.
No, the only real violence that happened was the violence between, it was contained with one guy. And I would have just loved to know that, you know, his love for his daughter would make Nolan stronger than Thomas. And instead of Thomas just being able to walk off into nothing, but still be able to live in this man's mind. I don't like that he just got to walk off after being reanimated. That was really my only thing.
right? Like it's like they almost got away with.
Yeah, like he gets to make it. His daughter didn't get to choose. The wife didn't get to choose, but he gets to choose to just walk off and not meet any traumatic end.
Right.
Other than that, I think that was a good movie. I'm glad that, you know, he does seemingly have a good support system around him. That's why Karen hasn't been able to take away his daughter.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. That would have pissed me off right there.
This is the third time when she mentioned child services. I was like, so we're gonna have to get mad twice, like once at child services and once at the dog owner.
Yeah, I gotta agree though. Like if they don't plan on coming out with a part two, then yeah, there wasn't enough. I would say, you know, nobody had to really face any consequences. I mean, at the most, like somebody just lost their job.
That's all I'm saying. Like newspaper, nothing. Like that's what I said. Nothing bad truly happened, other than this man keeps to have his mindset. It could have went bad as far as like, because he probably would have ended up. Let's say, okay, let's switch the scenario. All right, so Thomas takes over. What happens next? The little girl grows up with her daddy, maybe searching for her daddy forever. That could have been a good long story, extended the film more, or been a part two. Thomas goes back and looks for his wife. Either he finds her, kills her, and probably kill the daughter too, because he's abusive motherfucker. Police look in, but they all framing him. And he occasionally had the fights back and forth with the man and the main daddy in his head. So that could have been the other side. But no matter what, I think Thomas would have ended up in prison. Well, if Thomas would have won, he would end up killing himself in real life or in a new body or going to prison in a new body. Because he was up to no good. He was making trouble in the neighborhood. He got in one fight with his wife and kicked his child, and his wife got and pushed him down the stairs.
Never mind. No.
I know. I was going for it.
I think the back and forth, even if we didn't change much, if there were longer sequences of him always returning back to Ava and the battle that he has as far as staying conscious or present in the moment, and then when his brain tries to protect him or his brain tries to reject the memories, he ends up back at Ava, or they get into a fight of some sort. Because remember, the first time he tried to confront it, he got popped it. He got like it just backhanded him in the face. It was just like, oh,
It is
okay.
with.
So I think that having a longer sequence of that, but with the treatment only taken, 3 or 4 days to take effect, it really didn't flush out a lot of the stuff that it could have as far as the back and forth goes. So I agree. I don't think there's enough. They're gonna have to do a lot of work if there comes out with a part 2, but there's not enough thread there for the audience to really want a part 2 right off top.
So my thing is, we get 2 A- and a B+. That's correct.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay. That averages out to A-. I was nah, that's so we'll give it an A-. That's from the BHH crew. And so, make sure we all recommend people to watch it, correct?
This is a recommended movie.
Yes.
Yo, that edible hit hard. I'm trying to concentrate like a mug. That shit caught me off guard. People, what can I say? I'm searching for the words.
Take your time, babe. Take your time.
Please come back next week. I mean, not next week, but the weekend after. And we'll have another movie for you. Keep the lights on, and we love you.
Come back every week, and we still love you.
I can't with y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Leah. This is Misa D713, and this is BT.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part.
Please follow us on social media. All the good stuff. The links are wherever links are. All the good stuff.
Black Horror Humor. You can find us almost everywhere with Black Horror Humor. All right.
All right, guys.